What's up, guys? I want to give you guys a very quick update about the markets. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. Anyways, if you look at stocks like Tesla, SPY, and many others out there, we're still looking very weak despite the fact that we were trying to bounce earlier. I mentioned that I wasn't officially bullish or bearish. I wanted to see if we could break resistance to turn bullish. And if we lost support, I would turn more bearish. That's what my view was. Instead, the support has been lost. So now the bearish case is looking a little bit stronger. So what's happening? There's a lot of negative news about Donald Trump's tariffs. He's threatening more tariffs to increase them to 200% on many different products, including alcohols from the EU. That is big news. And then on top of that, we're also seeing more potential tariffs to be announced. Despite the fact that Vladimir Putin said on Thursday that Russia supported a U.S. proposal for a ceasefire in Ukraine, but in order for the truce to happen, they need to address the root causes of the conflict, and many crucial details have to be sorted out, according to him. That's a decent piece of news if there is a ceasefire that officially ends up happening, right? I mean, officially, where both parties do agree to it and they end up abiding by the rules. That would be good. I want peace, guys. We all want peace. At least the majority of us want it. Hopefully that's the case, but despite this news, the market hasn't really bounced that much. It's still relatively weak. So that just shows how bearish things really are. And then on top of this, Donald Trump is continuing to say that he's not going to back down on his tariffs. He's going to continue to keep them elevated if necessary. He's saying that he's not going to back down on the Canadian ones, on the tariffs involving steel and aluminum. And that was a little bit more negative for the markets. And then on top of this, we have the government shutdown getting closer. We're still seeing the Democrats and Republicans arguing it out to pass the funding bill. The Democrats are trying to propose a different bill now, at least as of right now, to try to get it to pass quicker. But Republicans are now in a different place. So both of them are still arguing and arguing and arguing. So I don't see a ton of progress made by the Senate yet. But we'll see what happens by tomorrow, because that's when we're going to be looking for a much a bigger piece of news, because that's when the deadline is going to be approaching. So anyways, for Tesla, we're looking weak here. We need to break past this yellow trend line, get back above 250 to really bounce. If we can't break through that, we could reject and continue to fall. So be very careful. For SPY, we're making lower lows right here. Excuse me. We need to get back above. I would say at least I want to see this reclaim like 563 to see a reversal. We're well below that, so we're looking weak. We're watching to see if 550 holds. If not, 548 and 545 are to be watched. Still looks weak. We were trying to form an inverse hedge lows and it failed so far, so we're still bearish. On the QQQ, we're making new lows. We need to try to hold 467. If not, 465 is coming as we look weaker. The Russell 2000 is looking weaker. We want to see it reclaim at least 200. Otherwise, it's dipping towards 195. ES is barely holding 5,500. We got to hold that. If not, the 5480 area or below is coming. NQ needs to hold 19,000. We could be testing 19,000 flat, so watch to see if that holds, but it's still looking kind of weak. Bitcoin has to hold 80,000. If not, we could be dipping to 77,000. Nvda is rejecting here. We need to see if 113 holds by tomorrow or the next couple of days. We're still technically just choppy and flat on Nvidia, but if 113 fails us, we turn more bearish. Tesla's kind of flat here. It's still kind of red. Sorry, it's kind of red here. Excuse me. If we end up losing this 230 area, we're going to be looking for a bigger decline. Unfortunately, we need to break above the 250 range to bounce. Otherwise, we could be dipping more. Apple's looking weak. We could be dipping towards the 205 area, if not the low 200s. We're still rejecting very hard after bad news came out from Morgan Stanley, downgrading their target on Apple. For coin, the lows could be retested around 175. If that fails us, we could be dipping to the low 170s. Amazon could be dipping more as well. We have to see if 195 holds or not. Otherwise, we could be dipping to 192. Meta could be dipping as well. We're going to be looking to see if 585 holds or not. Still kind of weak. Microsoft was trying to bounce and rejected. We're going to be looking for support around this 377 area. If not, 375 is coming. Google's looking kind of weak. We're looking for this wick right here to act as support at 163. If it does not hold, we're going to be dumping to about 160. So the market's weak. There is a nice little divergence that's forming where the VIX is not running as much, yet the market's making new lows. That could be signaling that the market's going to bottom soon. But like I said before, no sign of a bottom yet. The market is not bottoming quite yet. We have to wait and see. So for now, there's no sign of a bounce, and we remain more bearish. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back with another upload in a couple of hours to go over more details. Until then, thank you for listening and peace out.